Hey guys, welcome back. This is Bernardo from the BJTechNews, and then today is BJ's Tech Daily Report, like always, and I'm so excited because there's a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be telling you about. As you know, today was the WWDC, which is the Worldwide Developers Conference for Apple, and there's a bunch of new features and updates and hardware stuff that they announced. So let's get started. Now, Sprint Vital is coming out pretty soon. It's actually coming out on June 14th. The specs on that is actually 5 inches display with a 720p. It's gonna come with the Android 4.1.2, which is Jelly Bean. It has a 13 megapixel rear camera paired with a 1 megapixel on the front facing cam. It's okay. It's gonna come with an 8 gigs external storage, as well as you're gonna be able to use a micro SD. Supports up to 64 gigs on the micro SD part. The stats, to me, the stats seems pretty good, but how will the final product turn out? What do you guys think? Seriously, I don't know. And the pricing for it, from my understanding, it's like right here. They're going to be selling it for $100, so that's not that bad. Now, another exciting thing is Samsung. Samsung just announced a new Galaxy for their family, and they're calling it the Galaxy Ace 3. It's a new entry-level Android smartphone device that they just announced. It arrives in 2 flavors, 3G and LTE. The 3G is about a 1 gigahertz dual-core processor, and the LTE comes with a 1.2 gigahertz dual-core processor. Both of them do come with a 4-inch LCD display, a 5 megapixel camera with an LED flash back of the phone, and both devices, the LTE and the 3G device, come with 8 gigs of built-in storage, so that's not that bad. Now, as you know, Xbox One is out. Not out, but recently it looks like Microsoft has announced that Xbox One is launching in November for the price range, drum roll please, $499. Now, it's only going to be being pushed out in certain markets, and it looks like only on 21 countries initially. So hopefully the United States is one of them. Now, November 13th is the deadline for the Xbox One to come out. Microsoft isn't revealing exactly where the console is going to be available, so they're only giving us that it's going to be on the market on 21 countries. Okay, price range, like I said before, $499, which is awesome. But in $499, you're going to get the console, you're going to get the wireless controller, you're going to get the new Kinects, and as well as a 14-day trial period for Xbox Live Gold, which is not that bad. 14 days. Okay, Microsoft is also planning this. This is where they're getting smart. They're creating a limited edition of the Xbox One. A lot hasn't been said about this limited edition one, but it's gonna be out the same time that the Xbox One, the $499 regular. I'm assuming the regular console comes out. Now to the exciting new things that Apple has announced today with the WWDC, which again, WWDC, for those that don't understand what that stands for, is a bunch of letters which are abbreviated for Worldwide Developer Conference. Okay, so the first thing, the latest thing, is the new iOS, and the new version is 7. Now, the iOS 7 is coming with jam-packed new features that is just amazing. It's so amazing that I actually had to write a nice little bullet point to tell you guys, because there's so much is happening. Okay, so as you can see right here, they're displaying the control center. Now this is pretty exciting, because the control center is a new swipe up menu that allows you to go from the bottom from up, and it gives you quick access to commonly used functions such as control your music, toggle airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, flashlight. They're actually building a flashlight app within the new iOS, which is pretty exciting. No more downloading a flashlight app in the App Store. You're able to control your brightness and much, much more. Now, from my understanding, the control panel has other features as well. The iOS 7 also has multitasking. Now, the multitasking has been upgraded with support for all the apps, meaning not just limited services or stock apps in earlier versions for the iOS were constricted by. Apple says that the new features let apps update in the background, which is awesome, without affecting battery life, which is always a plus. You know, I have my iPhone device, and every time I update an app, I do notice that my battery life just drops, which is weird. It has built-in smart features to update certain apps during certain times of the day or when you have stronger wireless coverage, so that's pretty cool. Okay, Safari is even getting an upgrade. Apple's Safari mobile browser now features improved full screen browsing, gestures based on navigation, and a new flipping card tab overview that is very similar to the interface as Google Chrome, which is awesome. They also removed the search bar, which I'm really surprised about that. The search bar was removed, and now within the URL address bar, you can actually do searches within the browser, so that's pretty exciting as well. Now, another cool feature that Apple has added with the new iOS 7 is AirDrop. Now, AirDrop is a new feature that lets you share content with other iOS users through the Control Center. So that's another add-on that the Control Center is able to manipulate and control. It lets you share with other users that are close by and tells you who you can send content to the right within the Control Center. This is Apple's answers to Samsung's group sharing feature, which is the NFC sharing support feature that I think the Samsung Galaxy 4 has. So Apple looks like they're using it, but they're using it a little better, it looks like. Well, let me backtrack before I tell you something else about what's happening with the WWDC. Also with the AirDrop, it looks like it's only going to work for the iPhone 5, 5th generation iPhone Touch, 4th generation iPads, and iPad minis. It doesn't look like for the people that are still using iPhone 3s or 3S or 4s or 4S, it's not going to work. So most likely you're going to you have to upgrade to iPhone 5 to use the AirDrop feature. Another exciting upgrade or new feature that's added to the iOS 7 is iTunes Radio. One of the biggest upgrades so far is the iTunes Radio. It's a new music player which features brand new interface and Apple's new iTunes Radio services that allows you to choose songs to listen to on demand. For those users that have used Pandora or Spotify, it's the same thing, but again, it's just branded with the Apple sign. Another hardware upgrade, there's a couple hardware upgrades that Apple has announced, and that would be the Airport Extreme as well as the Time Capsule. Now, the Airport Extreme has a 4-inch wide and a 6.5-inch tall with support with simultaneously dual band 802.11 AC and has a beam-forming antenna configuration to enhance your performance, so that's pretty cool. Okay, they also announced that the Airport Time Capsule, which has similar specs as the Extreme but has a built-in hard drive to either 2 terabytes or 3 terabytes for configuration, so they actually built up the storage size, so that's pretty cool. I think that's going to be an excellent addition for the MacBook Air. What do you guys think? Now, it's been a while since Apple actually did an update to the MacBook. I mean, not the MacBook, the Mac Pros. I don't know when was the last time that Apple actually announced an upgrade or a new design for the Mac Pros. Believe it or not, the Mac Pros have been redesigned. Now, the new Mac Pros will support up to 12 cores of configuration. What? That is crazy. They got faster ECC memory, which is clocked to 1866 megahertz, and a DDR3 of memory. That is extreme. You basically have like a supercomputer with memory. For the import and output devices, the new Mac Pros will support FireWire, of course, and the brand new Thunderbolt 2 standard. For the pictures that have been out already online, it looks like the Thunderbolt ports basically has like 8 and about 2 or 4 FireWire, which HDMI, I saw an HDMI port as well, which is pretty interesting. It looks like you're able to hook up the Mac Pro with 3, not 2, 3 displays, which is awesome. I'm so excited about that feature. What else? Oh, with the whole new design of the Mac Pros, they kind of removed the whole aluminum box kind of like feature that the old Mac Pro looks. It's nice and slick, shiny, glossy. It's black, but my thing is, it looks like a fan or a trash bin. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how the design on that. But from my understanding, everything is very compact and very easy to manipulate when you need to upgrade parts. And the last thing, which I'm very excited, and Apple has upgraded their OS to 10.9. Now, previous daily reports that I gave you guys, it looks like they wanted to call it Cougar or Cloud Leopard. They finally decided her name, and it's going to be the Mac OS X 10.9 Mavericks, which is an awesome name. Now, some of the highlights. Finder tab. The OS X 10.9 brings tab browsing into your OS Finder, which is pretty awesome. You're able to tag things now. Now you can add tags to documents, folders, files, and more, allowing you to easily find things within your computer rather than searching for a title. If you have like a tag on a particular document, you just search the tag and it searches it pretty fast. So that means they upgrade their searching abilities within the operating system much better. So I'm kind of excited about that. Safari, it looks like on OS X 10.9 adds a new feature and technologies to Safari. You will get your bookmarks in the sidebar for easy access. JavaScript performance has been upgraded and fixed. Lower memory usage and other speed improvements like smooth and fast scrolling. So I'm kind of excited to test that out pretty soon if I get a copy of it. And one thing that a lot of us do is keychains. Keychains is one of those things that I don't like doing, or I don't recommend using at all, but it looks like Apple has buckled up and they said, okay, let's get into the keychain world, and they are introducing the iCloud keychain. Now, if you use passwords everywhere and you basically can't remember it, most likely you've used programs like LastPass or Dashlane to keep all that stuff stored in. It looks like Apple has integrated that with their new OS, and it's called the iCloud keychain, which allows you to store all that information where? Up in the cloud. So when you're constantly changing your password and you can't remember it, hey, everything is going to be stored in the iCloud. Now, from my understanding, Apple hasn't decided on what vendor they're going to be using to store these keychains in the iCloud. So that's going to be announced later on. And that's about it, guys, with the latest updates for BJ Tech Daily Report. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and I catch you guys on the next Daily Report. Peace.